at 2,000 people. So if you want the visuals of the eulogy, you would have to go over there because it is a eulogy. The Lakers season is over with. It's done. It is finally done with, and I'm gonna take this. Yeah, there you go. But if you want to be heard, to the people out there who are on in Twitch, you can go to Twitter and go on Twitter Spaces, and you will get heard. What a season! What a season this is. You can join Twitter Spaces on your PC. You won't be able to speak, if I'm not mistaken. What a year this was for the Lakers. What a year. What a year this was for the Lakers. Even though the season is not over with technically, it officially is over after tonight's loss against the Phoenix Suns. After this loss against the Phoenix Suns and the Spurs beat the Denver Nuggets, the Lakers are literally they can no longer make the play-in. I want people to recognize what I just said though. As I take off my watch, I want people to understand what I just said. We are in the beginning of April, and the Lakers were not competing for a championship. The Lakers were not competing for the playoffs. The Lakers are not competing for first, second, third round exit. The Lakers were competing for a play-in spot. A play-in spot. So today, we put them to bed. We put this season to rest, and we put the Westbrook fans to rest. We put the dumb Laker fans to rest. We put the dumb LeBron fans to rest. We put the dumb Anthony Davis takes to rest. We put them all to rest. We put them all to rest today because it is finally over. It's finally over. It is finally over. What I want people to understand from this season, a couple of things. And I've thought long and hard on how this conversation was going to go. I want people to understand. I want people to understand a few things. First things first. To the people out there who believe that it is okay to be dumb as fuck when it comes to talking about basketball, what I need you niggas to do is to shut the fuck up and stop talking to me. You niggas can continue to go running your fucking Twitter groups. You niggas can go around privating your messages and not wanting me to see it, even though the niggas in your Twitter group still tell me about it. You niggas can do that, but stop talking to me about basketball. You niggas don't know what you're talking about. That's the first thing I need niggas to do. For the niggas who are okay with being dumb as fuck, stop talking to me. Stop talking to me about basketball. For the niggas out there who are stands of players, people that you will never meet in your life, you know more about that player than the man's wife knows, and you think that that's cool, stop talking to me. Please stop talking to me. Take that nigga's dick out of your mouth. Take Westbrook's penis out of your mouth. Take it out. Guys, don't worry if it sounds like I'm being a little too harsh. Don't worry. Please don't worry. Ray Westbrook told me to keep that same energy. So guess what? It's going to get kept today. That energy going to get kept today. Ray Westbrook told me to keep the same energy, guys. So it will get kept today. That energy will get kept. It's going to get kept. Don't worry about it, nigga. If you thought that I wasn't going to keep the same energy, don't worry. This energy will get kept today. If you keep niggas' dicks in your mouth, take it out. If you know more about an NBA player than their own wife, please stop. Don't talk basketball with me. I don't want to be in the same tweet thread as you. I don't want to be on the same side of Twitter as you. I don't want you to follow me. Please, let it be known. If you do not know basketball, and if you're fine with not knowing about basketball, and if you're so dumb that you think that you just accept it's acceptable for me to be dumb, or you don't mind talking about an NBA player, your whole premise, your whole existence on Twitter is based off of another man, don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Because the one thing that I have learned on this platform is that a lot of you niggas are emotional. Somebody can just state an opinion based in facts and you get emotional about it. I don't know how many times I just alluded to, hey, Westbrook isn't the best off-ball player because he doesn't cut nor does he shoot threes. You would have thought you would have thought I did something wrong. You would have thought I committed genocide. You would have thought I did something outrageous for just stating the facts. You had several people try to tell everybody else that no, Westbrook, his shots might start falling this year. Why? No, LeBron is so great, he gonna figure it out. Why? No, Anthony. No, Carmelo. No, Kendrick Dunn. Well, just wait till Trevor Ariza comes. Why? Expound on it. Give me details, an explanation, something. But it wasn't nothing. You niggas is getting put to rest today. You niggas have been way too loud in the community. Enough is enough, nigga. Shut up. Shut up and don't say nothing. Westbrook stands, shut the fuck up. Shut up, nigga. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear the complaints. I don't want to hear the crying. I don't give a fuck what Westbrook did in a 10-game span. Don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Here's what's interesting. I said this to the chat. Shout out to the 2,000 people on Twitch. Shout out to the near 2,000 people on Twitter Spaces. I want this to be understood. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Bro, I don't hate these players. I hate the niggas who make the takes on these players. I know LeBron is great. I know Westbrook is great. I know AD is great. I had no problem with them. I don't associate my opinion on the person. I don't do that. I don't hate them niggas. I don't know them. How do I know? I don't know them. What I do know, though, is that you stands are so blinded by your bias that you won't even allow somebody to make a proper statement about the player that you gush over for. So much so, how many times, and please, in the chat, on Twitch, also here in Twitter Spaces. If you're in Twitter Space, just spam the heart emoji. If you're in Twitch, let me know this as well. How many times have you heard, hey, man, you put LeBron, because I see some people say, don't blame Westbrook, don't blame LeBron, the role players, the defense. How many times have you all heard, please let me know, how many times have you heard, hey, man, LeBron, he can carry any team. He can carry any team. Westbrook, he can carry anything. You put Westbrook on the worst team, you put Westbrook on the Orlando Magic, they still making the playoffs. How many times have y'all heard that? But now all of a sudden, That don't matter. No, that don't count. No, the team is bad. You told me you put Westbrook on a bad team, they still making the playoffs. That's what you told me. I didn't want to put Westbrook on that standard because I know he's not that great. He great. He ain't that great. I didn't want to put LeBron on that standard. He's 37 years old. I'm not doing that. You doing that. 37. I'm not holding a 37-year-old man to that expectation. You did that. So now when I get to say, hey, Westbrook is overrated, don't get mad at me because you're going to hear a lot of that shit for the next couple of days. Westbrook is overrated. LeBron, overrated. You got to hear a lot of that. You're going to hear a lot of that. To the people who sat there and told me that a team, oh, man, this team, it got Melo on it. Dwight Howard, they're just great. Nigga, this is not 2014. This is not 2008. This isn't 09. This isn't 05. This isn't, they're not in their primes. This ain't 2011, 12, 13, 14. Pick a year. It's not that. It's 2022. We talking about players who are 35 plus, having to play major minutes. This ain't it. Stop telling me about how great this team is going to be because what a player did 10 years ago, 5 years ago. This ain't it. This ain't it. This is not it. Stop telling me that. Stop telling me how this team isn't going to miss key role players because they can just figure it out. You must not have never played basketball before, Lo. They're just going to figure it out. They're so great, they'll figure it out. Figure what out? Westbrook is going to figure out how to make three-pointers mid-season? What the fuck are you talking about? Anthony Davis is going to figure what out? Melo's going to figure out how to play defense mid-season? What are you talking about? Figure what out? What? To the people out there, to the Laker fans. Now let me move on to specifically the Laker fans, delusional Laker fans. I want people to understand this, and I'm gonna say it very clearly to you all. I'm a Laker fan. I know it may not seem that way, but I am a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan. As a Laker fan, I don't have to be blindly optimistic to what my team can or cannot do. The reason why I'm not blind to it, because I don't want my team to just fade away in the abyss of irrelevancy. I don't want my team to become the New York Knicks. I don't want it. Don't want it. The amount of people I have to hear, we're the Lakers. We're the Lakers. We're the Lakers. We just figure it out. We're the Lakers. We hang championship banners. We're the Lakers. Nigga, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up, nigga. Because your standards have dropped so low this season that you are rooting for a play-in spot. Shut up, nigga. Even if the Lakers made the play-in, you were still rooting for it, even though 6 months ago you were talking about, we're the Lakers. We're the Lakers. Delusional fans telling me that it's supposed to work. Why? Because you're the Lakers? Delusional fans who don't even comprehend the situation that we're in and believe it's going to work out. Why? Because we're the Lakers. You do realize before LeBron came, the Lakers were literally one of, if not the worst teams in the NBA. You realize that, right? You do realize before LeBron came, the Lakers swung and missed on LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, and Dwight Howard in free agency. You do realize that, right? You do realize that the Lakers show a level of and also Paul George. Let me add him in there. You do realize that the Lakers show a level of incompetency that they literally traded away and moved every single last basically movable piece to construct this team that can't even make the play-in. You do realize that, right? Please spare me with that bubble talk because even though, yes, it is a ring, bro, the Lakers won a ring after a 5-month hiatus. If you think that is if you think that would be duplicated, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Stop telling me about the bubble ring. Every year that we get removed from that ring, it seems more and more like a fluke. Don't tell me about that ring, bro. If your argument on why the Lakers are going to be great is based off of a 1-year sample size, don't tell me about that, bro. Don't tell me that. Please don't tell me about that. Every other franchise in the NBA, especially the ones that have won a championship or championships, can at least string together more than just one competent season. The Lakers relying on a conglomerate of talent being pieced together and not even caring about the fit sounds like the Knicks. Sounds like the Brooklyn Nets a few years ago when they traded all of their draft picks for a team that featured Paul Pierce, Garnett, Joe Johnson, and Darren Williams. That's what it sounds like to me. That's incompetency. That's bad team building. You had defenders. You had three-point shooters. You had players who could do two things, not just one. Open your eyes. Laker fans, you're so delusional. You told me and everybody else, no, we don't need to trade THT for Kyle Lowry. That's what you said. We don't need to trade THT for Kyle Lowry. That's what you said. You thought that was a good decision. Delusional Laker fans, you told me THT was better than Jordan Poole. That's what you told me. Laker fans, we forgot. You tried to tell us that Kyle Kuzma is just as good or if not better than Jason Tatum. We ain't forget that. You niggas been sounding dumb for the past couple of years. You niggas have been sounding dumb for the past few years. What makes it worse is that when it's time to actually address the issues, when it makes it worse, when it's time to actually analyze what happened in these games, when it makes it worse, when it's time to actually break down what the Lakers need to do, you know what they're going to say? You know what they're going to say? We got to get rid of this player, that player, this player. They're going to start picking and choosing players. When the reality is, hey, FYI, just as a quick side note, just to let you know, the whole team needs to go. Everybody needs to go. Everyone. And when I say everyone, I do mean everyone. Not just the players. Frank Vogel needs to go. And everybody in the general manager who has an executive spot, they need to go. This shit will be routine. If you keep them same people in the executive spots, you keep them up there making the same decisions, it's going to be routine. None of this changes. It just becomes cyclical. It becomes routine. And because you just convince yourself that it's going to work because we're the Lakers, you fall under this. You get hypnotized by past events. Don't tell me about what happened in 2010. Don't tell me what happened in 2001. Don't tell me what happened in 89. Don't tell me what happened in 1980. Don't tell me what happened in 70 some. Don't tell me what happened in 60 some. Don't tell me about George, Mike, and Kareem. Don't tell me about them niggas, bro. We are so far removed from them. Don't tell me about that. That ain't got nothing to do with where we are now. Nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. The organization is toxic. And I promise you, this week, you're going to see how toxic it is. This is the same organization when they won a championship. Oh, I did this. I did that. I did this. I brought this team there. I brought that. I brought this player here. They want credit. As soon as they lose, I promise you, all week long is going to be a bunch of people casting blame on one person to the next. Magic Johnson has already started doing it. He don't even run the team no more. He's still ready to line up, and I'm first in line. I'm first in line to put this blame on somebody. I'm first in line to do it. Got on ESPN, start lying through his teeth. But I'm first in line to do it. As if like Magic Johnson, when he was an executive, made all the right decisions. No, we didn't forget how you let a bunch of people go. For Paul George, he still didn't come, but you let Brooke Lopez and Julius Randle walk for nothing. We didn't forget that. We didn't forget that. We didn't forget how you basically just gave up on the organization at the end of the season. We didn't forget that. We didn't forget that. Now all of a sudden you telling me that it was you was the connection. You connected. You was who connected the dots between DeMar DeRozan and the Lakers. Bro, it's DeMar DeRozan. He was associated with the Lakers the last time he's a free agent. Like I get it, Magic, you're Magic, but DeMar DeRozan has an agent that can just call somebody in the Lakers office and it still would have gotten done. FYI, I said this on Twitch. I'm gonna say it here, bro. DeMar DeRozan would have given the same problems that Russell Westbrook would have given. This idea that, oh, look at him have an MVP season out of Chicago, that was not going to happen on a team with no floor spacing, with no perimeter defenders, and another player who needs the ball in his hands in LeBron. It wasn't going to happen. It would not have been that much better than where we are now. And DeRozan is actually a worse playmaker than Westbrook. And DeRozan also doesn't do anything off ball. He might have been slightly better. Instead of the 11th seed, we might have been the 8th seed. But it still would have provided the same problems. Lack of defensive presence, a bunch of money spent on, a bunch of money being spent on one player with a lack of defensive presence who cannot space out the floor, who's actually a worse playmaker. Worse. At least with DeMar, the Lakers, I'm somebody saying it. At least with DeMar, the Lakers still would have had cap space. No, they would not. No, they wouldn't. The Lakers would still be well over the salary cap. And that's how Magic got the lie off to you. Magic sitting there lying, you saying, we can get DeMar DeRozan and keep Caruso and keep Kuzma and keep, like, you can't. They can't. Finally. I want people to understand that it is not okay for people to just be dumb when talking about basketball. It is okay if me and you have a difference in opinion. But in the beginning of the season, the amount of people who were just disregarding the importance of floor spacing, who was disregarding the importance of perimeter defending, who are disregarding having young legs, who are disregarding potential health concerns. Why? Oh, because they're Hall of Famers. Why? Well, because of the name on the back of their jerseys. Why? Because we're the Lakers. The amount of people who are just okay with being dumb. I've never in my life seen so many people willing to just be stupid. Never. I've never seen it. I've never seen so many people willing to be stupid. I've never seen it. who were okay with being dumb. And when you ask them, just challenge them, they couldn't answer it. I've never in my life seen so many people who just say crazy stuff and just want people to just back them up. Ray Westbrook, because his last name is Westbrook, comes in a room, lies to people, and they're just like, oh, yeah, you're right, Mr. Westbrook. You're right, Mr. Westbrook. Oh, man, you're right. You're so funny, Mr. Westbrook. You're so funny. Can you come back in my space again? Get that nigga's dick out your mouth, bro. Stop. The amount of people who lost their integrity, the amount of people who just saying things for the sake of being right, the amount of people, and I do need to highlight this, the amount of people who thought that they were being honorable, standing on morals, because Westbrook said, stop calling me Westbrook. The amount of people who got on Twitter and was like, yeah, y'all gotta stop. You go through their reply, you go through their mentions. They calling people all types of names. Not because they actually believe that this should be something taken serious, but just because they want to be right. It was annoying, frustrating, the amount of things being said left and right all season long. They're Hall of Famers. They'll figure it out. Hey, wait till Trevor Ariza comes. As if like Trevor Ariza's going to fix anything. He'll help us out. Kent Bazemore, that's a really good addition. People are telling you, no, it's not. Miami Heat fans trying to tell Laker fans, no, he's not the same defender that you think he is. Shut up. We got Trevor Ariza. He a 3-and-D player. He's not the same defender that you think he is. I watched him. You didn't. You barely watch Laker games. So I know for a fact you don't watch Miami games. I know for a fact you don't watch Kent Bazemore games when he was with the Warriors. But finally, like I said before, in the wise words of LeBron James himself, because we gonna keep this rolling. Keep talking about my squad. Our personnel ages, the way he plays, he stays injured. We're past our prime, etc., etc. Do me one favor, please. And I mean, please keep that same narrative, energy when it all begins. Well, LeBron James, it begins today. Cancun begins today.